Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be showing y'all how I came up with this makeup look. I'm hoping that y'all think that this is a version of like a fall grunge makeup look, because that's kind of like what I was going for. Regardless of whether or not you think it looks like that or not, I really like the way that this look came out, and I had a lot of fun filming this video. I got so excited about starting to edit that I already took my camera apart, put it back, and then I realized that I forgot to film an intro for the video. But anyway, we're here now. So if this is your first time here, I really hope that you would consider subscribing before you leave today. And as always, if you are a returning visitor and you're already supporting my channel, thank you so much for your continued support. Thank you so much for coming back today. So let's jump right into the tutorial. I get why people do their eyeshadow first, but I just cannot do that. Like every time I try to do that, I just don't feel comfortable. So I'm gonna start off with my foundation. So I have not picked up Fenty Beauty foundation since I bought my NYX foundation. So I'm gonna revisit Fenty Beauty today, and I'm gonna be mixing. Wow, I haven't used this in so long, I forgot what color I am. Normally I'm the color 340. The last time I used this, I mixed 340 and 380. So I think I'm gonna do that today, even though my skin is getting a little lighter from the summer. So this looks like super light on me, but if you're familiar with this foundation, you know that it does dry down just a little darker. So I'm mixing like equal parts of 340 and 380. And I'm gonna be blending that out with a sponge. And I can't even remember, like this foundation, I feel like I can go back and forth with a brush and a sponge. I can't remember like what my preference was, or if I had one with this particular foundation. But anyway, this is my first time using this in a few months. And I'm remembering now how good it smells. I used to really like the smell of this one. So I don't know, I think I was gonna go in with another coat, but I feel like this is fine for today. I don't know, we'll see after I do the other side of my face. I make it a point now to take more time to blend out my foundation, because I always feel like I forget little spots here and there, and then I don't catch it until I go back to edit my videos. But when I look at my older videos, I do feel like in general my makeup application has greatly improved. If you go back and look at any of my older videos, don't laugh. I was new back then. I've been on YouTube for going on 11 months now, wow. And then prior to YouTube, I was, already into makeup, but I don't know, it's different when you're filming, I guess, because I don't know what it is. Like that has improved my makeup, just trying different things, seeing myself on camera apply makeup. There's still a lot of things that I have to still perfect, but I just think I'm a lot better than I was, say, 6 months ago. So let me know if y'all think if I need an external camera. I said in my last video that I was using the camera, I'm sorry, not external camera, external mic. I said in my last video that I was using the mic that came along with the camera, and what I meant to say was the internal mic on the camera is what I'm using, because the last time I tried to use my external mic, all I could hear was static in the audio, like you could barely hear what I was saying. So I was gonna order a new mic today. However, the last video that I did, when I went to play that back, to me the audio sounded fine. So let me know what y'all think. All right, next up I'm going in with the Too Faced Born This Way concealer, and I have been using this non-stop since I got it. Whether or not I'm doing a full face of makeup, I have been using this concealer under my eye. This is the color Mocha, And when I first started using this concealer, I was using the color Maple, which is the same color as my Born This Way foundation, and then I switched over to Mocha, and I like this one better. I actually think I'm gonna blend this out. You know what, let me blend it out initially with a sponge. And then I may go back on top of that with a brush. When I want fuller coverage for my under eye concealer, I do blend it out with a brush normally, because I feel like the brush doesn't shear the product out as much as a sponge. However, when I do go in with a sponge, I do still try to go in with a lighter hand. So I'm like, you probably can't tell like on camera, but I'm pouncing a lot lighter than I was when I was doing my foundation, because I'm still trying to like keep the concealer concentrated right here in my under eye area. And I'm also more careful now to make sure that I'm dragging my concealer in toward like my inner corner. And then I like dragging my concealer up toward my temples. I really didn't need to put concealer on my eyelid because, well, you know what, now that I've done that, maybe I'll just see if I can use that as my eyeshadow base today. Alright, so I don't think the Fenty foundation really needs to be set with the powder, and lately I have not been setting my under eye area at all. I guess it's because like the weather is turning cooler, I'm not sure, but like even when I just do a little dusting of powder on my under eye area, I feel like it makes my under eye area just look too dry. So I think for today, I'm not gonna set my face at all, but I don't know, I'll see like if I'm starting to get oily or whatever after I do my eyebrows, but I don't think I'm gonna bother setting my face today. But right now I'm contouring. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't show y'all what I was using. I'm just doing a light nose contour, and this is the NYX HD concealer in the color Cappuccino. And I don't like a strong nose contour, so I actually could stand to go like one shade darker than this, but to me this is dark enough because I don't really like changing the shape of my nose. I just want to add like just a little dimension to my face. Okay, I'm gonna do my brows off camera, but I'm using, not this, I picked up the wrong thing. I'm gonna use the LA Girl Shady Slim Brow Pencil, and this one is in the color Blackest Brown. This is quickly becoming my favorite eye pencil. I believe this retails for like $4, which is one of the reasons why I love it so much. But I'm gonna go ahead and do my brows off camera, and I will be right back. Okay, my brows are done, and I zoomed you in a little bit because we're gonna go on to the eyes. I am gonna put a little bit more concealer on my eyelid, so I'm starting off with the LA Girl Pro Concealer. This one is in Cool Tan, and I'm using this one toward my brow. I'm not using a whole lot. I'm just gonna pat that in to make sure it's nice and flat. This also ends up carving my brow out, which, I mean, it's not a big deal for me for my brows to look like super neat, because I actually think it looks a bit more natural when my brows do not look like super perfect. But this ends up like carving out my brow as well. But the purpose of me doing this is for the eyeshadow, not necessarily the eyebrow. Then on my lid, I'm gonna go in with the Wet n Wild concealer. This one is in the color Medium Beige. I like using a lighter concealer on my lid and a slightly darker one on my closer to my brow. And I've said this a few times, but I do that because the shadows rather, that I'm going to be using closer to my brow, if I use like a really light eyeshadow base up there, I feel like I have to use like way more shadow to cover it up because the base is so light. So I just like using something slightly darker up there. So I'm just patting this out too, just making sure that it's nice and flat on my skin. Okay, so we're using the NYX Ignite eyeshadow palette today, and I just did a video about this. I hauled this for my birthday. Where's the lid to this? So this is what it looks like, and I'm gonna start off with this color here. I'm gonna use that as my transition shade, going in with my NYX blending brush. These colors don't have, no, they don't have names to them. So I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna apply it kind of like right in between those two concealers that I have on my lid. And I mentioned in that other video, my birthday haul video, that I decided to get this palette because I think it's like a really, really perfect color scheme for the fall. It's like girly, grungy type. I don't know, girly, grungy, fall tone. I don't know what to call it, but I just really like it. It's colorful, but it's like muted at the same time, I guess. I really like that color. It kind of sort of reminds me of a color that I really, really love in the Emily Noel The Once palette called Prayer. It's definitely a different color, but it's kind of like giving me that vibe. Speaking of the Emily Noel palette, I have been trying so hard to use every single shadow in that palette so I could do like a full review on it, and the thing is so big I'm finding it difficult to do that. But I'm getting there. All right, I'm taking this color here, like that reddish burgundy color. I'm gonna use that to see if I can slightly darken up this area here and just create like some dimension right there. I really like that too. I don't know. I've only dipped into 2 colors so far, but I really like the way that these shadows apply. I'm gonna try for something like a bit on like the grungy side, I guess. So I'm gonna take this color here in the pan. To me, this color looks shimmery. It does have a little bit of shimmer to it, but to me it comes off more matte when you swatch it. So I'm gonna try with a dry brush first. This is the M167, and I am going to just pat that. Wow, do you see how pigmented that is? And this is dry. So I'm just gonna pat that on the outer part of my lid. I sound all amazed right now, but I am. I wasn't expecting it to be quite that pigmented. Okay, and now I'm taking this color here. This is like a, I can't even really describe this. To me, it looks kind of silvery or maybe like gunmetal in the pan, but again, when you apply it, it comes off with like a hint of like olivey green in there. So I'm sticking with the same brush. I'm just turning it over, and I'm going to apply that to the rest of my lid. This is really pretty. I really like this palette so far. I feel like I might go and get the other one if they're still on sale. There's another one. There's two other palettes that come in this line, but there's another one that I was kind of eyeing. It's like a cool tone palette. I may try that one out too. Okay, I'm going to go back in with this color here, and I'm just gonna drag that color up a little bit because I feel like I completely covered it up with the two shades that I put on my lid. And I just need to get in the habit of just applying all of my eyeshadow like higher up on my eye. I always feel like I'm high enough, but then I never am, so. This is like a super different look for me. Like, I don't think I've ever done a look quite like this on my eyes. And then I'm gonna go back into the very first color that I applied. That's this color here. I'm gonna take that and I'm just gonna try and like diffuse the top of it, but I'm also gonna take this color and like overlap that dark burgundy color that I just put on. I do want these two colors to try and like blend into each other a little bit. Can you see like on this eye, it just looks just a little bit brighter, just not as dark, I guess. That's basically what I want. I don't want it to be like, I don't want that red to be just quite as dark as it is, so I'm just trying to lighten it up just a little bit. Okay, I have eyeliner on my lower lash line and in my waterline. I'm taking this color here and I'm gonna go pretty much all over my entire lower lash line with this. And I'm just using a liner brush to pat it on top of the eyeliner. So basically I use this eyeliner as kind of like a primer for the shadow that I put on my lower lash line. So I completely forgot to put powder on my cheeks to catch the fallout, but I'm just noticing that there's like very little fallout. Like you probably can't even see it on the screen. Very, very little fallout with this palette. So I decided to take that first color and only go like 2/3 of the way in. And then I'm gonna take the other color that I used on my lid and I'm gonna use that to finish my lower lash line. I'm just gonna wipe off that other shadow from the brush. I feel like on my lower lash line, these colors are so similar that you really can't tell a difference between the two. I feel like on my lid you can, but on my lower lash line, they pretty much look like the same color. Okay, I'm taking the first color that we used, and I'm gonna use that to try and like close off the corner of it. And just try and like bring that together a little bit. I'm gonna take this color here. I'm gonna use that as my corner highlight. I'm just looking for my brush. I was thinking in my head that that might be too light, but I like it. All right, so this is what we're looking like so far with the eyes. I had a really good time playing around with this eyeshadow palette. I really like that. Yeah, this is definitely like a different type of look for me. for eyeshadow. It's different, but I do really like it. Okay, since I'm going for kind of like a grungy type look, I'm gonna use a different product to bronze today. So I don't know how this is gonna work out, but we'll see. I'm gonna use the MAC Extra Dimension Skin Finish, and this one is in the color Glow with it. I never used this before because I think that they had this product like incorrectly advertised on Ulta's website, so they ended up sending me the wrong thing, but they told me to go ahead and keep it. And then they were supposed to replace this one with another color called, I feel like it was called Copper Touch. But when they sent it to me again, they sent me this one again. So I got 2 of these for free that I just never used. And I never used them because this one looks kind of like it runs a little gold. But I feel like it might be okay for today's look, but we'll see. I feel like the other bronzer that I normally use, and I don't have it in front of me, it's just a bit like super subtle, like you can barely see it, but I kind of want my bronzer to like show up. So let me see how this is gonna turn out. I feel like this one is even more subtle than the other one. Okay, I don't think this is gonna work the way that I thought. So, plan B. This is the Becca, what is this called? I haven't used this in so long. But Becca Sunlit Bronzer in Maui Nights. I didn't want to use this because I was thinking it might be a bit too red, which is why I hardly use this product, because I feel like I always end up applying too much, but at least I can see that. I don't know if y'all can see on camera, but at least this one is showing up. That MAC one just wasn't working. See, I already feel like this is running more red than I wanted. And I hope you guys can actually see on camera, like I'm applying a very tiny bit of this because I just don't want to accidentally apply too much. So can you guys actually see it on camera? Normally I will bronze my cheeks with the Too Faced Sun Bunny bronzer. It's a super subtle bronzer on me, but it has like a pink undertone, so it works very well for my skin tone. But I wanted it to be like a bit more, I guess, darker, vampy today. Okay, so I'm also going to revisit a blush that I have not used in ages. This is the Milani Baked Blush in Luminoso. So if you've seen any of my older videos, you've seen me use this like a million times. And then one day I decided just to use something else that I haven't used in forever. And since then, I just haven't picked up the Milani blush. So I'm gonna use this today. And I'm applying this with my Aesthetica P12 brush. So if you guys have BoxyCharm, this is one of the products that we got sometime over the summer. And I'm just applying this to my cheeks kind of like in an upward motion, just to give myself like a little flush. I do feel like this is actually my first time using this blush with this brush, and I do feel like I have to like really rub it in here to pick up the product. Whereas lately I've been using my Anastasia blush, or what's the other blush I've been using? Note Cosmetics, like those two. I don't really have to do that with those blushes. Okay, I guess I just don't remember this blush. Like, to me, it's looking like it's giving me a sheen on my cheeks. So now I kind of wish I hadn't used it, because the Note Cosmetics one I think would have been better for today, but this is fine. It's not a big deal. I just feel like I have a lot more shine on my cheeks than I wanted, but we'll fix that. All right, I'm gonna go in with highlighter. I'm gonna be using, I really wanna use one of the highlighters that I just bought. I just bought 2 highlighters for my birthday. Unfortunately, I don't think either one of them is gonna really go with the look that I'm doing today. So I'm gonna use the one that I've been using lately. This is also a relatively new highlighter. This is from Flesh Beauty. And this is one of their highlighters in the color Promise. So I originally got, one of their highlighters in the color Certain, and I really like this highlighter. The only reason I don't wear it every single day is because it does run very pink. So I decided to get this one because I do feel like this is more of like an everyday color. So I'm going to use this one today, and I'm applying this with a standard fan brush. And I'm just putting that on the high points of my cheek and underneath my brow. I'm also gonna run this down the center of my nose. I'm gonna set everything in place with the Maybelline Master Fix setting spray. I'm doing my eyeliner and mascara off camera. The NYX Matte Liner in black and the Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara. So I'm gonna do these and I'll be right back. All right, y'all, quick commercial for this mascara, Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara. If you have never tried this, you have to try it. I love this mascara. It is just the best mascara I've ever used, and I've tried like so many mascaras. I don't wear falsies, in case this is your first time here. I don't wear falsies, so I take my mascara kind of seriously, and I do feel like this mascara gives you like a really falsy look. I love it. Again, Lancome Monsieur Big Mascara. You have to try it if you've never tried this. Okay, so I'm gonna finish everything off with Wet n Wild Cashmere lipstick. This is another product that I talked about in my birthday haul video, and I feel like this will go pretty nice with the lips. I mean the eyes, I'm hoping. Let's see. Y'all, I love this lipstick. I love it. I had another lipstick that I was gonna use. It was like, it has kind of like a greenish, it's like a muted matte green lipstick, because I feel like it would have went really well with that like green in my eyes. But I do really like this too, because I kind of feel like this lip color, it's neither one of the colors that I have on my eyes, but it's like a nice balance between the two. Does that make sense? But yeah, I really love this lipstick. I love this eyeshadow. I just love everything about this look. I'm very happy right now, y'all. Okay, so let me know what y'all think. Do you guys think this is like a grungy look, or is it just like a regular old makeup look? Let me know. All right, I just took my hair down and combed it a little bit. So again, I really like the way that this came out, and I really hope that y'all did too. If you did enjoy this video, let me know by giving me a thumbs up. Also, leave me some feedback in the comments. I would really appreciate it. And I really hope that y'all come back for my next video. Until then, take care. Have a good one, y'all. Bye.